close this. Announce. Okay. Let me check if everything is working fine. Let me check if everything is working fine. Let me check if everything is working. Okay, it seems that everything is working perfectly. I will also share the Steam page of your games on the chat real quick before we start.
I need a cup of water real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay. Let me know. Let me know if we can start. Let me know.
Good to go.
Okay, so welcome everyone to a very new episode of my Dev Live show. Today I'm joined with Micah, Orsie. I hope that I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Let me know if not. Thank you. Who is the creator of games like Alum, Century City, and also the very new game that is coming out in some days, Wildwood Down. First of all, I would like to say that I'm very thankful and very honored that you joined us for today's episode of my Dev Live show. And like I'm always saying, let's start with a little bit of introduction. So please introduce yourself for us.
Okay, hey, my name is Micah. As Ottó just said, I am the second half of Crashable Studios. The other half is my brother Luke.
Okay.
And we're working on our new game, Wildwood Down.
Okay. Thank you for that. Yeah. Thank you. So my very first question would be, what was your very first contact with video games as a player, if you remember those times of your past, your childhood?
Wow, that's deep.
Thank you.
I gotta think about that one, man. I mean, definitely Nintendo, Atari is like where, Mario, probably the first Mario is like what sticks out to me. Just like, getting to that castle, jumping up to the flag.
Yeah,
probably, absolutely. But like a lot of our game is a point-and-click adventure, so a lot of those hold a special place in my heart. Where we grew up playing those. I have 4 brothers, so me and my brothers always played those games together, which was really fun.
You stay in the family as a passion and the hobby.
Yeah, like Monkey Island and like everything since then. But like all the LucasArts and Sierra games and stuff, Quest for Glories, it's good times.
All the classics, yeah.
So those are like childhood memory games for sure.
Okay. Is there any additional game that you could mention or you have?
No, I don't know. I'll just stick with that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
From that point of your life. No, go for it. Go for it, sir. Yeah.
Can I ask you questions, or is it just like a...
Yeah, sure. It's an open conversation. Sure.
What's your answer to that question?
I played Crash Bandicoot, as you can see. So it makes sense, right?
When I shared your link, that was the main
true.
Okay.
I also played, there was a point-and-click game about Robinson Crusoe. It was only available in Poland, in Russia, and in Germany, if I recall it. It's very hard to find any disc version of that game. It was basically a pixel art point-and-click adventure of Robinson Crusoe, and it was a very hard game back then, to be honest. I played Red Alert 2, which is a strategy game as well as in
Those
my
games are
childhood.
cool.
Yeah. So there were a bunch of games actually. I played Scooby-Doo games all the time and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too. Those two cartoons, TV shows are my favorite ones. Like I can.
That's great. Yeah, I mean TMNT, you can't go wrong.
True.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there were a lot of games, but to be honest, when I started growing up, games were always there for me. So I really tried to push forward with games and to really play and really try all the games. So I'm typically that person who really tries to play all the games that are out there, which is impossible because nowadays there are so many games, right? But
good luck nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. It was easier back then, but yeah.
Did you ever play like any online stuff, or do you like?
Yeah, I do. I do story games and online games, and on a competitive level too. Yeah.
I was gonna say like Counter-Strike was like our first, it was like Half-Life mod Counter-Strike before Counter-Strike was like a whole thing. Me and my brothers all played that online, and then DoD Day of Defeat.
True.
That was like my game. So
true.
And then time splitters.
Yeah.
I'll throw that.
Arcade times too. Yeah.
I hold that.
True.
I love that game.
Yeah. Right.
For sure.
True. There are so many good games to enjoy and to have for ourselves. Yeah.
For sure.
It's good to be a gamer. I always say that, especially for those who enjoy playing games. Yeah. Yeah. So what I was asking, by the way, from that point of your life, what was that light bulb moment for you when you realized that, hey, I love playing video games, right, as you said, but I would also like to work on games as a developer? Yeah. What was that exact moment of your life, if that was an exact moment, or it's a transition from year to year?
I kind of think of it like I think I'm like a kind of a creative type where I like telling stories. I like creating things, music, art, whatever. And like I was like a Lego kid, always like making a town,
nice.
characters and things, you know what I mean? So I think it's just in the way I'm built.
It stayed, yeah.
But yeah, you know what I mean? And then like that goes into like at some point I stumbled on AGS, Adventure Game Studio. I was probably 16 or something, and thought like, oh, I could actually like make my own point and click adventure game. Like that would be cool. And approached it, and actually tried to do it. And the whole thing that happened, like I worked on this game. I ended up like digging into it more and more and learning like, okay, how do you key on a box and open that, get a different item? You know what I mean? Like all the different layers of what I will need, like the tools I'll need to make a whole thing. I worked on the game for like a year. And then my oldest brother reformatted the computer that I was working on it on, and everything was gone. It was like all the work, all the assets, there's no hard drive, there's no.
So sad.
I was just like, so I just like laid down in bed. It's just like
that's gonna be happening to me.
Yeah, take me now, Lord. I'm done. But so that was like a funny, that's kind of like how it started, the first like attempt, but I think it was just kind of a like, I like adventure games and puzzles and things, and I just think like that, even as a kid, and like I like thinking, how does that work, why does that work, like thinking of the inner workings behind the mechanics of a game, you know what I mean? I just have that like kind of brain, I guess,
mentality, yeah.
Or someone else is just playing it, but I'm like, oh, that worked because it's like forcing you to turn left there, so you like do this and that. I don't know. Yeah, some reason I just.
Does it take away from the fun factor when you play video games, by the way?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think if anything, I think it adds to it. It's like a cool extra layer that's like cool to me. It's like, oh, it's like brilliant how they did that or something, you know what I mean? I
see. So you appreciate exactly.
Appreciate the design side of it,
True.
It's kind of cool.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. A more personal question from me would be, were your parents, family members, and close friends supportive about this decision of yours that you started your journey as a game developer and being a creative person making games?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, I have 4 brothers, and then my mom and dad are like just the coolest people ever. So definitely they've always like supported all of us and like different things we've wanted to be creative in. Like all of my brothers are like that, actually. They all play music or do stuff or create things, and like, I don't know, just grew up kind of a really creative family. We've always had like music, but my parents are awesome, and they just always like kind of loved us, things that we approach and do, and to the best of their ability, to like, help us or support us or encourage us, just to be like, yeah, that's cool, that's awesome, look at this stupid sketch you drew, you know what I mean? Just like goes into you, and it comes out. It's like,
to it,
like your confidence, or you're like, I don't know, whatever, just being encouraged, like, for sure.
Do you think it is important for you, by the way, to have this mentally supportive background in your life, or you have done it anyway without that?
No, I feel like it's super important, you know, the layer of like, and I think there's an awesome side to people that don't have that, and they're like overcomers. They crush it, and there's like a layer to that that's also something to like, I don't know, be proud of, or it's cool, you know, and people don't.
It's rare, it's rare, I suppose.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
for sure. Maybe, but I don't even know what to say, except I'm just thankful for it. You know what I mean? Like, it's awesome to have the support and like the, an upbringing like that, where your parents like have your back and like are into the stuff, or just like having fun, making things fun and encouraging, and rather than everything's like a correction and don't do this, don't do that. You know, we had a lot of liberty as children growing up, and I think it just gave us the freedom to like run in different directions and do things, and like learn by doing stuff and trying things. So it's, hats off to mom and pops.
Very true.
For sure.
Very true.
Yeah.
Thank you for them as well. Yeah. You mentioned that like your very first game got deleted, right? What gave you the motivation to keep on going? And actually, what was your second game after that?
Yeah, so Alum was our second game, I used AGS, which was the thing, Adventure Game Studio, which I was learning that time. But it was like probably 2 years later, after it, had gotten deleted. It was just like, it's like, whatever, I don't know.
Would you like to go back to that game, by the way, that got deleted?
Yeah, not a chance. I can't. No, like the first. Yeah, I mean, eventually I landed like, I was like, it's probably like a mercy killing. That
it's
game was
supposed to happen, right?
Yeah, it's like wasting my time. You know what I mean? So now I can like start on something that's actually like half decent. So yeah, but yeah, eventually we just kind of came around, and then my other brother as well, like having him do it with me. He was the artist that like all the assets and things, music, and just having like being like a just back up and support, and having that second mind to like do it with is super, super cool. And he was into making Alum, so we like did that. We started a Kickstarter. We got into it, what we can and can't do, and how it should be, and all that. So yeah, and then we made Alum.
I see.
So that was like how that came around.
I see. Throughout the projects that you have been working on, what was your favorite moment or moments about the process itself of making these games come to life?
I think it's kind of like the easy answer, but it's so cool to see something happen and work.
Okay.
When you're trying and trying and trying, it doesn't work, and you're trying the script, you're like coding it differently. You know what I mean? And then it starts taking shape, and you see something like beautiful, or it's like something that it's like it was in your head, and now you actually can see it a little bit.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's like it even like that, it like your character or your scene or your like the feel is starts to feel like something. It's like a cool like oh yeah, this is cool. Like you start to believe in it in that sense of being able to see it. I love that. Going from like this brainstorm rough
planning phase, yeah,
and you're like, I don't know if it's gonna be cool or like could turn into something, you know what I mean? And then actually seeing it, it's like yeah, kind of, it is awesome.
Okay.
I love that layer of, and even like playing, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's always mystifying to me because I'm not a coder. When I code something and it works and it happens, it's like, wow,
it's magic.
Like it really.
I can
really
relate to
happened.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, for sure.
I see. What about the most challenging part or parts of the process of making your games? Since you mentioned your favorites, what about the most challenging ones?
When you work on a game and it disappears in a moment.
You learn from that, right? Hopefully. You always need to make backups.
That's a tough one. Yeah, that's happened. That kind of thing hurts. That's like like you don't back it up and it crashes and there's a weird file that like project, but so you're like, damn, our last backup is like 3 months ago or something. You know what I mean? It's like, that's brutal.
True.
And you're like, I could never create what I created exactly.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Yeah.
Like it's like I'll try.
It's like the perfect moment of the creative mastermind, right? That you can go back to that exact time and exactly. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, for sure, that's tough when you get hit like that. Yeah. But
okay. Any additional challenging parts?
Yeah. Besides that, I think it's the you go through the peaks and valleys where like the experimental phase is fun and you see things work and it's cool and this and that, and then
your voice is cutting out. Sorry for interrupting you. Sometimes your voice is cutting out.
Okay, I'll move this mic and see. Let me know. I kind of have this thing that goes green when I'm talking. I kind of knew it did. I'll try to let me know if it's like bad.
Okay. Thank you.
It's like, yeah, the peaks and valleys. You're doing fun stuff, experimenting, and it's cool, and you see it, and it's like exciting, and then there's the like, okay, now let's like actually make a full game, and you hit that point of just like, I'm in the middle of creating the game. I'm not even near, and it's like, I'm now just like, I gotta like make the content, make it interesting, make it happen, and you're just grinding. You don't have that kind of like initial, like excitement about the stuff, and you've seen it so much for like a year, you've seen it all over and over and over. But then to like just keep your momentum and like get and work on it anyway, I think that's a tough like
I see.
That's like a tough like spot to get through. I see. Sometimes, some days, and you're just like, what am I doing? I want to like go outside and
see the sun finally, right? Not just in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
But it makes sense, right? Because it's hard work. So at the end of the day, it makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Throughout the projects that you have been making and made, how hard or easy was it, by the way, for you to leave a past project behind and start moving on to the next game that you would like to work on? Was it easy or hard for you mentally?
I think it's easy.
Okay.
Because I like making something new is fun.
I see.
You're like, cool. Like even like Wildwood's about to come out August. Wildwood Down's coming out August 7th, but it's like in my head, I'm like in the back of my head, I'm kind of like, cool, I get to like make a new thing. You know what I mean? Like what
you're waiting for that moment, right?
Yeah, like like the idea of like a blank paper is cool, is like exciting. You're like,
you can feel anything. It. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Yeah.
There's like an excitement to that.
I see. How do you choose, by the way, between your ideas that you already have, I guess, or it's like a pick and choose thing that you just pick?
Yeah, randomly? I think just talking to people about it and trying to be objective and which ones that like most, I don't know, purposeful or fun or interesting or something to it that is more than just a game that's like noise, I think.
Okay. Since you mentioned that you had and have a love and passion, by the way, for point-and-click adventure games, what was your goal with the difficulty settings of your games? Have you aimed like for a harder puzzle adventure like it was in the past?
So design, like the newest one, like Wildwood Down, I very purposely try to like have it ramp so it's like easy, like easier, and then it ramps up.
I see.
Point clicks are interesting because there's always like the one-off puzzle that is weird to somebody.
Yeah.
And then a different puzzle is weird to someone. And a different puzzle is weird to someone else.
True.
Like that's just like kind of the psychology, or different people, just some reason that was so obvious to him. And then this guy, it's like he'll never think of that. And it's like interesting, you're like, why? How come that doesn't go to your head? But it's just not how they like see the scene. Or so there is a funny side to like that, like our game in like designing a point and click, of ease. But yeah, I'd kind of made it where in my mind it's like easier, and then you hit this halfway point, and then it's kind of like now you've learned enough, you've done enough, and you're invested in a story enough for me to like challenge you that it's like now it's like a real point and click adventure game kind of.
I see.
Because I also don't like that a lot of games are so easy.
I agree.
Or it's kind of like so hand holding. You're like, this could have just been like a movie. Like it's not really a game. You know what I mean? You're just like, okay, yeah, that's the thing that goes to that. So you do it, and then the story continues. You do the next thing, and the story continues. Like I do want, you know what I mean? I want it to be a game. I want it to be a puzzle that you have to like, what do I do with it? You have to think about it. You know what I mean?
True.
And with that, we also like kind of included like an in-game hint system, which is cool. You're just not in the mood to like think, and you're just burned out, and you don't want to do that, or you get stuck. That it's easier. Like, okay, just give me a hint so you can like continue to the next puzzle. So I think that rounds it out. Yeah, like that's the idea, to like not give you that like just hitting a wall for an hour and not getting anywhere or something.
True. It's interesting, by the way, that you mentioned this mentality of yours to like let players experience first, and then from the second half, like there is a challenge for them, because I feel like there's a connection between like your childhood, that parents let you experience things, right, and have those challenges in your life, and also you would like to give this kind of mentality and lifestyle to people, right? And it's a very good thing in my opinion, right? So it's really like shows that.
Sure. Yeah. It's interesting.
And I appreciate that, by the way, because like you said, I totally agree with you on that I feel like we need more challenging games nowadays. So I appreciate those games which are hand holding. I'm not saying they are not like good games in any way, but it's just you have to have those challenges in order to feel that, crazy moments of like, I made it through those.
You're like,
puzzles.
Oh, that's what you do.
Exactly.
Okay. You know what I mean? You'll never have.
You feel clever, right? Fine.
Exactly.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay. Switching back to no, go for that. Sorry, go for that.
No, I don't know. How's it?
Thank you. So switching back to more personal questions of mine, I believe in the statement of mine that all of us creators who create our own craft, we always tend to put our inner self into the craft we make. Even if it's about like experiencing loss, love, some positive or negative things in our past, in our present, or thinking about the future. Is this statement of mine true for your work when you work on video games? And if your answer is yes, what examples could you bring us to the table? What examples could you name? Sorry.
I mean, that one's kind of super easy. Like in one set, Alum it's like I wrote it and built it as a Christian allegory. So it's like in the same vein as like Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, or Pilgrim's Progress is an old like Christian allegorical book. And I'm a Christian, and so that was like the gist of writing that whole thing, is to like share my worldview, like just like with dealing with like loss and death and different things, and so that's like the gist of that whole game, really. So like, absolutely, that's like was literally like, this is my worldview, and I want to say it in, So I think that's for sure.
I appreciate that, by the way.
Yeah. And then there's a layer of I don't know what I want to say. Can you say the question again?
Yeah, so I believe in this statement of mine. You already answered it yes, but like, what examples could you name from your different games that like you have yourself in the game, or your experiences, even if it's about loss, love, or anything positive, negative in your life?
Yeah. Something about you like relating to other people and sharing your life is like, I think a design.
I agree. I totally agree. I totally
that we're like
agree.
made to do that, relate. We're like relational creatures.
True.
So I think it's just like it's literally like what we do. So creating things, art, you're like someone's painting, they're like saying something and sharing something, and just the way they see the color blue, that's the way they see that color blue and how it affects them, and there's a mood to it, and they're like saying that in the way they painted. Yeah. So I agree with you for sure.
Okay. It's an interesting topic, by the way, always to talk about, since I always name this example from my life, is that I had this argument with my literature teacher at high school, that she told us that if there is a craft, if there is, for example, a poem, because we analyzed poems there, and she always told us that there would be no one who will truly understand the creator and what they meant to say with that exact poem. And I always disagreed with this statement of hers, because I always felt like there will be a point in time where you experience something that is relatable to the creator, and you can step into the shoes of the creator and feel the same pain, loss, love that he or she felt. And something I believe it's yeah, exactly. And it's very rare, it's very rare in my opinion. It has to, the consumer of these forms of art has to have a huge knowledge about that craft as well, and also has to have emotional knowledge as well, because in order to feel those feelings, right? Because if you close down yourself in a box not to be able to feel those things, you probably just say that, oh, it's a, I don't know, happy love poem about a man and a woman being happy, but it might be way different, right, for a person who is just losing someone or had a breakup or anything could happen in their life. So it's very interesting in my opinion. And what I wanted to say is, with this example of mine, is that I totally appreciate that you are very open to share one-to-one with your games, your experiences, because there are a lot of people who believe that it's always better to limit your experiences in a box and put it in a way more artistic way, which I totally agree with too. But on the other hand, your example is also a very good one. The other half of the same coin, or the other end of the same knife, we could say, is that there are people like you and me. I can relate to that too. Is that whenever I'm writing books or poems, I always try to push every word view of mine into those things, not because I would like to preach, but because I feel like I have something that people can relate, and I can help people go through with their life problems. So it's a very, very interesting topic to talk about, and we're very thankful that you brought it up.
I agree with you. I kind of love both, I think. The clear, you're saying what you're saying and you mean to say it and you're purposely saying it. That's beautiful and that's awesome. And then there's you're artistic and it's a little bit kind of in the it's there's a mystery to it.
Yes.
And that's beautiful and it's awesome. And do that also, I think about songwriting a lot. There's a lyric. I like music, so lyrics, and I like both kinds of lyricists, where it's he's talking about this flower floating in the cloud that's blowing in fire, and you're what does that mean? And it's cool because it's a mystery and I can't really put my finger on it.
True.
But there's something to it that resonates to me. And then there's someone else saying this happened, and
a story, straightforward.
My brother died and I'm going through a bad time and I'm drinking a lot. You know what I mean? And it's that also is has its purpose and
very true. Very true. Yeah. Throughout the journey, by the way, as a game developer, how have you changed as a person from being a game developer?
I don't know.
Okay. Interesting answer. I never got that answer, so interesting. I'm listening. I'm all ears.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, were there any changes, by the way, since you made so many
game developer specifically?
Yes, in other territories of your own life, from being a game developer, what effects did it have to your other territories of your own life? If there were any, of course.
I try to have I try not to be I'll just stick with I don't know.
Okay.
I think that's my real answer. Okay. Yeah.
I can repeat the question later. I'm down to that. You can think of anything. Let me know.
I can make something up, but
no, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, true. I appreciate your honesty. So yeah. Thank you for that. Okay. Throughout, let's switch back to the topic of your games. Throughout the journey of making your games, were there anything that needed to be cut out? And if your answer is yes to certain games that you made and in the making for the future games, could these like segments of your games that have been cut out reused throughout the journey of the process itself?
I would definitely say in our new one, like Wildwood Down, just in the layer that there's so many ideas and a lot of them that if we made a part 2, I would like want to use half of them because they loved them. And it was like, dang, we can't put that in. Like, man, that place isn't going to be a location. It's like, that's tough because that was like cool, you know? So I think that's like cool. Like there's a lot of content you brainstorm and put stuff and you try to cut the fat out and get to like this is the gold and just make it the best it can be. But sometimes those other things are so cool that you're like, man. So in that sense, I would definitely like, I'm sure a lot of the ideas, half of the stuff would end up if we made a second one to this game we're making now.
I see. Okay. Spoiler time, right? There is the second game.
Right, yeah, no, I mean, I'm just saying, you know.
No, I understand. Yeah, I'm just joking.
You know, like, I'm like, oh, that character, like all these ideas and play. Yeah. And plus that it's like Wildwood is like a real place in New Jersey. So we're like using real place.
Your voice cutting out again, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, it might be my hand, I wonder. I don't know. No, maybe not. Yeah, because it's a real place, so there's like a lot of like history to it and like different buildings that used to be there and different stuff, and so you're like, oh, that would be cool to use that, you know. It's like a specific thing that's there, and then it like didn't make it, you know. So I'd like. I
believe it's also like this coin with this two like ends, that those people who live there, they might have additional like knowledge and like feeling and vibes to the whole game, but those, for example, like me, who never been to those places, they can learn about it. Like it's a culture addition for those people like me who never have been to those places.
Right? Yeah, like it just gives you like the feel or the idea of like
history lesson, we could say, right? in a weird way, in a pointless way, but it's a good way. Yeah, in a fun way, we could say. Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah. What about like the balance of listening to the feedback, since you mentioned that you always like ask people's opinion and you try to listen to theirs, not to have just a noise game like you mentioned? How do you balance having your own vision but still like listening to the players, and which is more important for you at the end of the day when you make your games?
I think it depends on what it is. Like,
okay.
Yeah, if it's like controls or like a puzzle or something, then I try to stay humble. But like, you know, you should like, it's like this is really the experience they're going through and they can't figure it out. Not great, you know. You can take it on the chin and like change it or think about it, you know. But I think there's something cool about like if you have a vision for something that's really like your idea that you want to see it a certain way, there's also like a place to put your foot down and make what you really like do it how you really see it.
I agree. Yeah.
So I guess my answer is like both things, and I don't know what and where, but it's just thing by thing.
True. Yeah, on story side, I believe that especially like the setting and the story of video games, I believe that if there is a strong vision and it's unique, it's always have to be like that the developer should prioritize that vision rather to stick with the feedback. Because I always say this, that from my experience playing so many video games, I feel like there are a lot of games now that listen too much to the player's feedback, even if it's a story-oriented game or a multiplayer game. and it ends up like failing, not because the game is bad, but because like the developers tried to listen too much to the like the players' feedback and taking away from their original like vision, you know, because like I don't know, they might be scared, or they might not know what the players will do with that feedback.
And how we just want to make something that people are happy.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. There's so many games out there, so it's like I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you though. Yeah, they don't want more games that are like every other game.
True, and every game will find its audience, in my opinion. So there is no game which might not find its audience. It's not happening, in my opinion, and that's why I always say that or I that's like not an advice from me, but like I see it a way like developers should not really. I know it's very rude to say from the player's perspective, but I always say this with honesty that I feel like developers should not really listen to players' feedback, because nowadays we see that like players' feedback has gone to a point where like it's destroying the industry, in my opinion. Like I see so many examples of this where like the gamers are so passionate about games, but they do not understand what's working and what not, and how they could implement it, right? So they just might say that, hey, this game sucks because of this and that, but they do not know the solution for it. And I think it's not helping in any way. And I have seen so many examples of this, and it's just sad, because at the end of the day, the game could go along with those people who enjoyed that game for what it is, rather than try to be for everyone. And like at the end of the day, it's like for no one, because of those feedbacks.
It makes me think of like Worms, like the Worms games, Worms Armageddon, and you shoot on, and like that. I'll say that is a game I remember as a kid. You know, if I went back to that question now and we started over, I think that would be my answer.
Yeah, I love that.
I love those games, you know, and I feel like there's a layer to that. Though. This is like certain.
Your voice again cut out. Sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah, Worms is like this is representing me in a certain way. You know, like Worms is sick, and I'll tell my friends about it because it's like But like I think that game had like if that game was now, people would roast it and think it's boring or weird or dumb.
Agreed.
But it, like because back then it was like people just tried and played and learned it.
Agreed.
And it's like. It's had like a cult following forever.
Yes, it's
like,
changed a lot. I always say it is that this industry, from the player's perspective, changed a lot. Since more people like playing video games, I always joke with this, but it's also true that like when I was a kid, I got bullied for so many reasons, and one of the reasons were like playing video games. And I always felt like, hey, it would be so cool if everyone would be a gamer, you know, they would understand me. Now I would go back to those times and just accept being bullied and not like letting that so many players.
You guys don't know what.
Exactly, because like a lot of like, you know, there are a lot of people who say that, hey, this mentality, like I was saying or telling you about, is that I'm trying to alienate people who are not gamers. But it's true at the end of the day, because like I feel like the most people who like roast video games and say that, hey, this game sucks, that game sucks, those are not like players. Those are just play video games because they are bored, and it's a good way to get your boredom away, which is not in the case of me playing video games or you or those people who are passionate about it. And it's like the more people you let into something that is like artistic or niche, it will change the whole scenery of that form of art. And that's what people do not understand, that on the consumer side, on the money side, yes, it's better that more people play video games, the more people buy it, the more money will go into the market and the whole industry. But on the other hand, I see the bad side of it. Like there are so many people who do not know what games are. They just play it, which is okay. It's fun, for sure. But these will be the ones who will go on the internet and shit on games. I can tell you that. And I see so many people like that, because I know myself that if I dislike a game, for example, I always say this example of mine, I don't like FIFA games. Like I used to love till like the 8th or 9th episode of FIFA, but after that I just started not playing those games because they were boring for me. But it's okay, it's not for me. Like I don't go online and tell others that, hey, don't buy this game.
Yeah,
hey, it's a shitty game. Like, there's no point of it, right? Like, if I don't like it, it's fine. You should like it. You should play it. Like,
it's like, right,
exactly.
totally.
And I feel like you mentioned, it's very true, and I can totally relate to what you have said just there, because like I remember as a kid when like video game magazines were a thing. Like, back then, people not hated that much on video games. There was like console war, of course, between PC and consoles. It was there as well, but it wasn't that cruel, in my opinion, and it wasn't about like hating games. It was about hating each other, and it was different. Like, people even I always joke with this, but it's also true that even those toxic times where like people shouted at each other's mother, online in a Call of Duty game or in a CS game, like, they became friends. Nowadays it's not happening. Like, if somebody's hating on another person, they will hate forever. Right. Like, it's so funny that in just 10 years so many things has changed, and I don't know, it's so crazy.
It is wild.
Yeah But hopefully, I really hope that there will be a change again. Hopefully not in 10 years. It's like way earlier, because like I said, it's so sad to see this, that developers like have to go into the corner and cry because of these idiots, let's say, online shouting at that this game sucks and that game sucks, and it's just bad, in my opinion. It's killing the whole industry and people's mood.
It's wild.
Yeah,
just the trolls, and you're like safe behind your like keyboard.
True.
There's that layer of like it's just like
very true.
Like they can say anything to anyone. It's like doesn't mean anything. It's crazy.
Yeah. Let's switch back to the topic of. Sorry for interrupting. Go for that. Sorry, sir.
Nothing. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I wanted to ask this earlier, but let's switch back to the topic of your games. What was the influence behind every game of yours, 1-1? Because you mentioned Alum. Let's switch to Century City.
So, Alum, was that like Christian worldview, and Century City was like my brother Lou mainly making that, and it was wanted to make a cool sci-fi side scroller, and he just had this idea for it, and it was like simple and like just a kind of like a challenging. Still has like the puzzle aspect of it. It's like kind of like a die and repeat kind of feel. You die quick, but you start quick, and then you try it again. You have to do the perfect like rhythm to get through the parts. That's kind of like the gist of. So I think that was just kind of like this cool like pixel art that he wanted to like express and do, in the coloring and the setting and the music. He's using the old like Famicom soundtrack and writing it all stuff. So it just kind of started turning into something. I was like, let's make this a cool like controller, because it's just we're like into that stuff, and he's just writing these cool songs and stuff. And so we just built it. He built that out. He did a lot of the work. It was like in and out kind of. But still, that was kind of just the gist, and it was like AI's taking over to like fight AI and and like kill the mother brain or what. So that was that, and then now we're making Wildwood Down, so I can like express the whole world like story of that if you. So
I would love to hear it. Yeah, I knew already. I played it. Yeah, but I would like to hear from you. Yeah.
So Wildwood Down originated out of a trip. Like my friend Daniel, the main character, he has Down syndrome. We grew up with Dan since we were kids. My parents were friends with his mom, and she was kind of always at our house. So it was kind of like all 5 of us brothers. And Daniel's there hanging out. He would just be there. So it was like, cool, Dan, And so we just grew up like that for like forever. And finally they moved to Washington, Dan and his mom, and he would fly for the summer and stay with us 2 months, 3 months. So it was kind of like, oh, cool, it's summer, Daniel's here, and it's like Dan's just with us. So that's still carrying on till now. Like Dan flies and stays with me and my wife at our house.
Love that.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just this thing. Like, I don't even, he's just a great guy, and he's my friend. We grew up. It's fun. It's awesome. And so one of these summers, 3 summers ago, he was here for the summer, and we went to Wildwood for like a trip. We're like, let's just go there. I see my mic just cut off.
Yeah,
we just went to the beach in Wildwood and when we got there, it was like just tons of like teenagers running around and like cops chasing them and like all this. I was like, holy crap. And so it was senior week where all the high schoolers graduate and they all go to Wildwood, like all the graduates party at Wildwood kind of thing. And so it just happened to be like kicking off senior week. And so we just kind of stayed and made the best of it, and like people watch. It's just funny, all the little cliques and drama and like stuff. But anyway, we're sitting there on the beach, and my wife said to me, I feel like we're in a real life point and click adventure. Because me and her just been playing some of them recently, and just some like these different kids and people we talked to. It felt like these NPC interactions, and they were saying funny stuff.
Elon Musk was right about it. We are in a simulation.
Yeah, giving us this information like that we needed to, like, you know, this kid was like, the beach closes at 10. The cops will take your beer if they catch you. Like this sorted out info so that we could like go to the next step. You know what I mean? I was like, so we were just sitting there and we're like, what if we really made this a game? You know, so funny. And Daniel was with us, so we're like, Dan could be the main character, voice actor, and that would be so funny. And like we could make this a
your voice is cutting out. Yeah.
And that place, you could go there. I don't know what's happening. Let me try to put this here. And that place, we can like make that a place in the game and the location. So we just started brainstorming there. And so it just turned and it kept going, and now, like, you know, we're 3 years since.
I think, by the way, there is noise suppression. Sorry for interrupting you on your mic or in your Discord settings.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe that's why. Because sometimes when your voice is louder or very low, that's when it's happening.
2. There's like a gain on my mic. Would I bring my gain down or up?
Not sure.
Check.
It's working now. It's okay now. Yeah, it seems.
Yeah.
Sorry, by the way.
Yeah. So that just turned into like a brainstorm of a funny idea we thought was cool, and now we're like 3 years from that day, and now it's coming out in 2 weeks. So it's just crazy, nice. And we're excited. You know, it's awesome. And so it was fun, the whole progress and making it, kind of figuring out how we were going to do it, what, you know, Unity, and we wanted to make it like this and that. And we started testing with the 2D, 3D, you know, that's like the graphics of it, feeling a pixel art in 3D space and how to do the lighting and like all this stuff, you know, just experimenting and trying things. So yeah, it's been fun. And then obviously doing Dan's voice in the game and writing it with him in mind. It's just a great time even writing the story. You know,
it added even more, I guess, to your friendship, right? So it was like
exactly, definitely, and just hanging with Danny, and you know, then we recorded his lines just last Christmas. He flew in for the winter for Christmas season this last year, and we got to record all his dialogue and stuff. So that was like a great time. Yeah, super fun.
It's so nice to see, by the way, that so like simple IRL, like things that are around us, right, can like influence us to make games like that, right? Yeah, and they became this huge box of like full fun and stories that are IRL happen too. Who knows? Yeah, it's so nice. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. Are you
that's kind of
no go for it. Go for it. Sorry.
That's my answer. I think up till like now, Wildwood's coming out. Yeah.
Nice. Are you, by the way, planning to release your games in a physical form? And also, to add to this question, are you planning to like release your past games and this exact one that is releasing soon to other platforms than PC as well? Are there any plans or no?
Yeah. Century City is on Switch.
Okay.
Is one thing. Alum, AGS, we made Alum and like hard to port that to things just because of the programming and stuff.
I see.
That's way over my head, but Unity is a lot easier to like port things to consoles and stuff. So yeah, Wildwood Down, we want to put it on Xbox and Switch. I believe we're going to do Xbox. I actually put in an approve and like,
I hope for PlayStation too, by the way, because I'm a PlayStation guy.
Too. So that's another one. You have to put in your applications and approve it. So like I put an application for Xbox and they've approved it.
I see.
Like last week. So we can do that. Switch, we have an application that's still like in the process.
I know that PlayStation takes the most time, if I know it correctly.
So it's like they have to approve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like up to them, kind of, and then we can, but we kind of did it with that in mind. Like we'd like to. I saw it went off again.
Now it's just like 4 seconds. It's way better. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, buddy.
But like a hard copy, I don't know, like a physical.
Like the big boxes, as for other
they're super cool, and I'd like to do that. I've never like really dug into how or where or what, you know what I mean? Just
there are, by the way, so many companies now that are down on the road. Yeah, like Limited Run Games started it first, and now there are so many other companies that like make disc versions and also like collector's editions, merch, like figurines, statues, like art books, CDs, vinyl,
stuff is
all
cool.
That stuff. Yeah.
So I'd like to,
I would love to see your games, by the way, in a physical edition. I'm a huge lover of physical editions.
Yeah, and like, we didn't do a Kickstarter, so there's that layer of, like, that like motivates you a lot. To have,
true.
Boards and things,
like that, something more to the players.
But one of my brothers like collects and always gets the like. People make like Sega games still, and like it comes out on the real thing. And and
Game Boy as well. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and like all those. So he like gets all those, and he's all into that. And it's like, so cool. It's like a new game.
True.
So
your voice cuts out again, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Technical difficulties. It is okay. It is okay.
1, 2, 3.
It's good now.
Okay. That stuff is cool. I agree with you. Maybe one day.
Okay. I'll be on.
Probably be on the what's like the coolest thing to do? Like a big box?
I think yes. Especially like, for example, a statue. Even in my opinion, that could be cool.
Yeah.
To Wildwood Down. Let me think. It's there's so many opportunities to Wildwood Down, especially like, for example, like a photo of the main character, Dan, with like this pixelated, like you have it in a screenshot, and he would sign, like there would be a signed copy. That would be awesome, cool. In my opinion. Awesome. Yeah, and I don't know. There's so many. Like a devlog series disc also that Dan talks about the game. That's and you. Cool. Yeah. So there are so many options in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
Yeah. I hope that there will be one. Let me know.
Yeah,
let me know.
Sure.
I'm down to buy it. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. What about the future? What other genres would you like to touch upon, or you would like to stay at the point like the genre?
Yeah, no, I don't. We don't. I'm not necessarily like stuck in making like adventure games, like point and click adventures for any reason. Like I do like them, and they're super fun to make. And I would make another one, but it could be a first-person shooter, RPG, couch co-op. You know what I mean? Like I'm into all of it. Just have to be the right world, the right thing, the right purpose, whatever.
Nice.
And I'd get into it and like figure, try to approach it.
Okay.
There's a bunch of ideas we have for stuff, but we'll see. I think it depends how well Down does for what we would do next, like how big of a project you want to dig into, what it takes to get it done. And
the art side of the game, by the way, is so crazy good. I remember like first seeing the game, and it's like it's way beyond like my imagination of like the meaning of pixel art. Like it's so crazy good. Also the setting, but like of course I'm a person just like others who like sees a good graphics and it's like, oh my god, this game, right? So it's like
cool.
It's so cool that you like can switch the camera angle. It's not just a 2D pixel art game, but you can actually switch the angles.
Yeah, it's fun. It was cool to make the game with that all going on.
It adds more layers to the whole setting and the plot, in my opinion. Like
right.
What was the goal, by the way, with the length of your games? Like how many hours did you always want it to the players to get involved?
I have a hard time making like a small game.
Okay.
I always want it to feel like a real game. Like it's like if I'm going to make a game, oh, this is like a real game or something.
I see.
You know what I mean? Like it just feels more like it's not just this short 1 hour, 2 hour experience and then it's done. It's like you get into the world.
So it means that you always went for your dream games, we could say, right? You did not follow that advice that go for the smaller game, but
for better or worse. That's just how I'm motivated to make it because it's what I really want to make. That just is what it is. True. You know what I mean? It's hard to just be like, I'm just going to make this dumb little thing that I don't care about. Then it's like,
it wouldn't work out that well.
Yeah, but then there's the layer of like you still, like I was saying, you know, Wildwood Down cut tons of things, you know, where there's like this area, that area. But it's like, but then the story's just like going on and on and on just so we can do that. It's not really necessary to like tell a story or do what we need to do, you know. So there's cutting stuff out, cutting the fat, getting to like, but still wanting to make a like substantial game that is like,
I see. Before I ask some more questions, we touched here a lot of topics that we talked about. Is there anything that you would like to add to these topics that we might have not touched upon or I might have not asked from you as a question?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Are you down to go into answering some chat-oriented questions if there are any?
Yeah, okay. I mean, if they're out there, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. Okay, I missed the chat. Sorry, by the way. Let us know, by the way. Let us know if there is any question. Let us know. And also, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to check out Micah's games on Steam. I think I linked the Steam page. Yes, I did. I also highlighted it in the chat. Feel free to let us know if you have any questions. Saya, welcome to the stream, by the way. Easton, Annie, hi. And anyone who would like to ask any questions, let us know. While you are waiting for questions, by the way, I have another question for you. Summarizing everything that we talked about, what would be the message that you always wanted to have in your games? Because I believe that you're a very open-minded person who has always had his messages in the games, right? What would be that collective message that you are always willing to give the players to consume? And you always wanted to have it there?
Yeah, I would say each game's different, but there's I would say there's a joy of life.
Okay.
And something that you're I want there to be a joy, especially with Wildwood Down. You know, sharing Dave is the heart of Wildwood Down because he's been such a blessing and a joy to me personally, having him in my life in different seasons. And it's kind of you'll go through a terrible, crazy time in life, and then Daniel's there, and it's he has Down syndrome, and he has a simple way about him, but it's there's something beautiful about that, and you get a hug from. It's the deepest, best thing you could have in the moment. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And it's and just his kind of simplicity is awesome. You know, it's something to
A lot of people sadly forget how meaningful it is to just give a hug or give nice words to each other. Yeah.
Childlikeness to it, and you know, that it's awesome. So in making Wildwood Down, share that the gift of Daniel that he has been, you know, with the world and in the game. That kind of
love that, man. Motivation. It's so respectful that you did that.
Yeah. That's you know. So I would say that.
Yeah, we as adults, I believe it's very true that you mentioned this. That's we forget to be a kid, in a sense, and that's how we lose our motivation, our creativity, and everything that was meant to be there for us, in my opinion. We just start to be boring adults, most of us, and
super like mechanical and
exactly, and not to think about like what is surrounding us, what could be in our future. And I don't know, it's just weird, and I feel like there's a point in time in everyone's life when they will go back to their childhood life in a way, which was always there, by the way, for them. It's just like they are trying to avoid it. That's why I always hate this quote of what a lot of people bring up, that like you have to leave the past behind, all this crap. Like, this is a crap in my opinion. Sorry for making anyone like be mad at me because of this, but I think it's a crap. Like, no one is leaving their past behind, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people, I've talked to so many people, not just throughout my show, but in other territories of my own life. And I feel like most people are not leaving their past behind. The past is always there. And those people who can learn from it and like, even with just one hand, but hold to the past in a way like you're trying to re-experience it and understand it, even if it's about just the fact of like losing somebody. I feel like that's how you will grow as a person. Because if you are like blinded eye person, you just go forward and say, oh, I just care about the present and the future, it won't happen. Like it will always be there for you. And I feel like it has a huge connection between our childhood and like, sticking to our childhood and try to go back in time in our mind and just slow it down, that it's okay to cry, it's okay to give a hug. You don't have to be or feel awkward if you give somebody a hug or a kiss or a handshake. So it's like simple things, but those simple things, like you mentioned, can mean a word to another person who might be like at their deepest. And I feel like these things are not like the things that schools or universities or even parents teach nowadays. Most of the parents, I mean, they nowadays, I feel like they also are not on the road of teaching the things. Of course there are, but I feel like a lot of them are not. And it's sad because at the end of the day, like you said, that's how we could like, bigger up in our society, like each other, helping each other. And it's just sad. Yeah.
I always imagine it like like we're in like kids are awesome and then like old people are awesome. You're like, you just it's like in the middle, you're just like a prick.
It's true.
You think you know everything and you're like you gotta do all stuff and like be somebody. And
there's also a quote, I'm not sure if it's a quote. There's a quote, by the way, about what you have just said, is that like, I'm not sure if it's a quote in English, but it's in Hungarian, is that like az öregkor a második gyerekkor, it means like being an adult, being an old person is the second childhood. So it's a quote in Hungarian, as we Hungarians say, and it means that when you're getting like over, I don't know, 70 or 80 years old and you're getting really old, you're like at this second childhood phase of yours, because you're again more opened up to everything, you rethink everything, and you just live, you try to have fun. And it's very interesting that you said that, yes, people waste so many time of like this mechanical life that we just like pushed into, right, in this box that we have to live here, but what about like everything else that we should experience, right? So it's weird. Thank you. By the way, sorry,
do you live in Buda or Pest?
I live in Pest.
Okay.
Yeah. But I used to live in Buda. Yeah. You know that? Nice, by the way. It was a magic to hear about that. Nice.
I've been there like 3 times.
I've frozen. That that. That's rare. That's rare. I can tell you. Yeah.
See.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been there 3 times in my life. Yeah.
How did you like that?
It's beautiful. All the old buildings and stuff.
Yeah, it's.
Was that
nice.
Fisherman's Bastion or something?
Okay.
Is that
okay.
Isn't that like the castle up there?
It is. Yes. Correct. Nice.
I have like drone footage. I had my drone when I came, and I flew it around all of that, and the Capitol at night.
It's very nice.
All lit
it's
up.
very nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, very true, very true. It's just always the people, I say. But it's true for every country, right?
Totally,
That's
right. Exactly.
nice
Well, you live there,
places.
so you're like,
Yeah, it's always
always like that.
how is that quote? Is always the grass is greener on the other side. It's true
Yeah,
for
exactly.
for living in one place and then think that the other place is better, but it's not. Yeah, it is. It is like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Very true. Very true.
We
Very
went
true.
down the what's it, Dracula's Labyrinth.
Okay.
There's that's like up there, some touristy thing, but
Okay.
it's like underneath. You know what I mean? Have you ever been there, seen that?
I heard about that, but I never been there.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's like
yeah.
underneath. It's so creepy.
Yeah, yeah. There's so many
It's like,
places, so many nice places to visit. Yeah,
yeah, because it's so old. It's like
yeah.
something about it being super old is like interesting.
I just feel like, especially in Europe and especially in Hungary, I feel like I always bring this topic up. That I feel like we as Hungarians we tend to forget about cultural heritage and also our history. And there's so many nice things, not just like these architecture craziness inside Hungary and Budapest, but also like for example the folklore dances that we forgot how to do and how to walk
Wow.
and I feel like as soon as a country loses this type of like heritage, they will also lose something that is deep down made them to call themselves, for example, Hungarians, right? And that's how they also lose this
Identity was tied
exactly
in this,
identity and also like the connection between each other. I feel like that's how people like start to hate on each other and not like, oh, you're Hungarian, let's help each other,
right.
you know?
Like we are this thing.
Yeah. And it's sad because I feel like it's happening a lot these days in Hungary, and I feel like it's pushing away people from each other and pushing away like not just helping each other, but being a family or being a friendship, and
like
be creative and not like saying, oh, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this, and it's just sad. Yeah. That's why I appreciate that you have said about your friend Dan that we have to appreciate these times where people are down to help each other or just be kind, because it's so rare nowadays. It's so funny to say this, but I feel like it's even getting more rare that people are like brave enough to be kind to each other, because
to be vulnerable in it or
true
something.
yeah very true. Let us know, by the way, if there is any question. I know it's early on my side, I know it might be late on some others people's side, but let us know if you're not sleepy enough, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know if there is any question. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Any question? Any question? Let me bigger up my chat so I can see it better. Let us know. And also don't forget to be on the lookout for the new game from our friend here, Wildwood Down. It's in 1 week or 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
It's less than 2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks, yeah.
Just crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine, by the way, that all that work finally is like releasing.
Yeah. I'm like excited and then I'm scared.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah. Anyway, you mentioned at the very beginning of our interview conversation that like you work in a team with your brother, and I suppose that you also like had some people to work with as well. If not, of course, let me know. But to my best understanding, you work with people. So when making games, so do you believe, by the way, in perfect synergy between people, or is that something that develops out through the process of working together on the journey?
What do you mean by perfect synergy?
It's that like people understand each other from the first click, that you don't have to develop out that connection. You just meet somebody who you start to work with and you understand that person from just, one word or just one look or just one,
Yeah, I think, I mean, some people, right?
Okay.
You like click with so quick. And you're like, I don't know. This dude, he gets it or something. Yeah, totally. There's one guy, actually, I would like shout out to him, but his William Gaines, which is crazy. Like, it's like, I don't even understand this guy. Alum, we were making alum, found it, and and he helped us put it on Steam because it's like I built it in AGS. I don't even know how to get it on Steam. And then he kind of was just like, got it. Like, it was like, yeah, like you guys' game's cool. Yeah. And so we just became friends with him. And now every game since that, we've like had, like, he's jumped in and he like actually codes and he works on games. So he's like a coder. It's like out of the blue, random that now we're like, I don't know, like I could just like hang out with him. I've never met him in real life, you know, and it's like 2025. And he's like in our personal Discord chat, like me, Luke, and Gaines.
Your voice is cutting out again. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, I keep seeing it. Yeah, we're like working on the game, you know. Let's see. I don't know. Might be the wire. But yeah, so that's like a guy that's like that, you know. Some reason we just clicked with him and we're just super tight and we're friends. You know, it's like I'd love to meet him in real life and hang.
Nice. There might be a game about him too, right?
Yeah,
about
exactly.
this story. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
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 Big
totally,
influence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that. Love that. Love that.
So that's cool.
I read, by the way, Reddit comments. Let's say that was the person was curious about that. Are your games like interconnected in one universe?
Right. Yeah. No, I don't know. Not really.
Okay.
You know, I've never considered that like a thing.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. We talked about.
I like world.
No,
I like world building. I think a lot. You know, like Alum is like a fantasy world. It's like just it's everything about it's like total like making it up and creating what it is, what it isn't. All the rules to it. I know my mic keeps going out. My bad.
No, it's okay. Okay. I'm trying to think about what the words are interconnected.
Yeah, but I like love that stuff, you know. And then like Wildwood, you know, where it's like this, or this is should be there. How it should look. So I think I have a different world in my head. It's a different world.
I see. I assume that people who like commented this probably ended up thinking of like the pixel art form or the art style of games, and that's how they ended up like thinking that your games might be in the same universe. Yeah. I see.
I have like a fantasy world in my head that I think a lot of stories and things would be cool to be built. I might make something with that in the future if I can.
Okay.
Cool thing.
Okay. Would you like to stay at the pixel art style of when it comes to art form? Or the style, sorry?
Yes and no. You know, I think both. I like it. I love like the frame by frame animation. Something cool about that.
Nice.
I like that AI can't do it really well.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
I feel like
AI is not so good at making
that's what I wanted to say is that like artists will always overcome AI if they are creative enough and they are down on the road to put their work into the craft. So yeah,
I'm super like not into AI stuff personally, with voice actors and all that stuff. It's like, no way. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it is. I have examples where like in my opinion AI is like working for the better, but there are rare occasions. For example, like I'm not sure if you have played, you mentioned that you have a big love for FPS games too. There is a game called The Finals. They have that game has been made by the same developers who made Battlefield games, Battlefield 3, 4, etc., and the Mirror's Edge games too.
Finals is like where the buildings, you get the cash.
Yes, exactly.
I played it a lot.
Me too. I'm trying to push myself and my team to the majors as well, which will happen this end of the August. So I'm a big, huge fan of the Finals, and they actually use like for the voice actors, they have these two announcers. If you are familiar with Scotty and I cannot recall the name of the woman who is also announcer in the game, but they actually use two real human voices with which they started to give those voices to AI, and now AI is taking over those voices, and basically like what's happening in the game, that the announcer is like reacting to everything what you do in the game during the matches.
What you're reacting to.
Exactly. And I just learned about it like 1 year ago, so I already had like, I suppose, 500 hours in the game, and I just learned about this AI thing in the finals.
Like, weird.
Yeah. Oh, your camera went away.
There goes my camera. Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, exactly.
It's okay. It's a mystery, right? Like we talked about it. Yeah. So I think that's a good example, but I agree with you on that there are so many like things that people will use AI for, and they will have success with it, but it won't be honest, right? It won't be honest work.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel like it's dangerous. Like
it is.
It's crazy.
And it's just, again, that's like you let people into making like any forms of art who might not be that passionate or talented, which is, on one hand, it's good because like it can help you evolve, but it will also make a scene where like there will be a lot of people who are not talented and not want to work hard to get their craft out with honesty. They just will push forward something that is really crap. Like I always say this, that there are no such thing as a bad game, but like, for example, I saw this like Tralalelo Tralala, this brain rot battle royale thing that has been made by one guy, if I remember correctly, and he made a bunch of money just because like he used like copy paste assets from like what's always been there, in Unreal Engine. And it's crazy to me that there was nothing really unique, or it used memes and already made assets, which is like in art, it's like not unique and it's not good in my opinion. So it really shows that nowadays you can just make a game and go boom viral just because it's a meme or you use assets, which is, I don't know, it's crazy to me. Like it's no real work, right? It's work at the end of the day because they work with it, but it's not honest work. I
know, but it feels like you can, I don't know, I feel like it'd be easy to make something and just make like tons of money, to be honest. It's like
but that's
dumb stuff. That's like, but you like market like kids and like this is where money's at, and you target that and do all the stuff that makes. But it's like, what are you like making? What are you adding to anything? And helping anywhere?
There's no point.
Just something about that I just can't get down with it.
It's like you mentioned, the noise. It's just a noise there that people will forget about and just play for 1 hour and forget about it. Because it's not meaningful.
Crazy.
It is, and I sadly see the bad side of it. Like I mentioned, that the more people you let into a scene of any like industry or form of art, the more kind of people we will get there who like not down on the road to really push themselves to learn, to work hard, to really work with honesty. It's just like for the money, which is crazy to me because art shouldn't be about money, right? We always learned throughout the history lessons that there were so many people, like famous painters, who were like so poor, but they were still like expressing themselves by the forms of art, by painting or by books, by poems. And I think that's what we should cherish, not the ones who like, teach you how to build a game, which will make you a successful person and you will get the second sports car in your like inventory, IRL inventory, second sports car achieved.
That's funny.
But so I don't know. I can be very honest with these things, and I don't want to hurt anyone, but it's like it's not art, man, and it's like everyone would like to. On one hand, of course, it's understandable that people would like to be game devs and make money from it. Like it's a dream, but like exactly. It shouldn't be a thing that you want to be a billionaire because of like making games. It's okay to be a billionaire of making games, but it shouldn't be your priority, right? To like,
I like to try it out once.
Who knows? Maybe the second brain rot game right from you. Just with pixel arted graphics. Who knows? Who knows what life will have?
That's funny. But
Thank you, by the way. Thank you for your time, and thanks for the audience also who listened to us and watched us. I really appreciate your honesty about every topic and the fact that you make games with so much honesty and to push yourself and your experiences, stories into the games, which matters to me, in my opinion. And it's important for nowadays society that we should really cherish and consume these forms of art and learn from them. So thank you for making these games.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah, like I said, I will need some more of your minutes of stream, but for those who watched us online via this Twitch video live stream or broadcast, or will be watching back the VOD version on Twitch or on YouTube later this day when I upload it, thanks for sticking with us, and don't forget to be on the lookout for the future games of our friends here. And yeah, thanks for being part of the show, Micah, and thanks everyone who joined us for today's episode.
Appreciate it. Thanks for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day and evening, depending where you live.